Breathe deep and full breaths as often as you remember. And it can sometimes help to stick up post-it notes around the house as a little reminder. I once did that and it was definitely really helpful. Why? So the majority of us we've conditioned ourselves to be shallow breathers. And what this does is it triggers an animalistic stress response inside all of us. And when the body's in its sympathetic nervous system, it stops carrying out the functions that are necessary for us to be in an optimum state of health. Whereas deep breathing tells the body to relax, and in this state, the body actually begins to heal. Move every single day as often as you can. Why? Well, back in the day, we were hunters and gatherers. We were moving all the time. We very, very rarely stayed still, except for maybe when we were resting. So we're just not designed human beings. We're not designed to stay still for extended periods of time. But what modern lifestyle has done is it's flipped that fraction on its head. So now we're a nation of sitters. We sit a lot of the time. As a result, we have global problems of weak and tense muscles. We have stiffness in our joints. We also have an accumulation of emotion, so energy and motion in our cells. So what movement does is it increases oxygenation into the cells. It strengthens our bones, it loosens our muscles, and it stimulates the glands and organs that sit beneath the bones and the muscles. And all in all, this creates a completely different environment for the body. And when the body's in a different environment, it starts to heal from disease and illness. Make a gratitude practice for yourself. Why? Well, consciously and consistently putting your attention on the things that make you feel good and make you feel happy inside actually tells your nervous system to release serotonin and dopamine, which are the two happy hormones. And when you have those hormones racing around your body, your cells begin to vibrate at a much higher frequency than they were before, and especially those cells that are diseased. So an accumulation of diseased cells is disease and illness. And over time, a different quality of thoughts and beliefs, so those thoughts that are based in gratitude and what make you happy, becomes our default setting. And then the body responds to that by shifting from illness into wellness. Get a handle on stress. Why? Well, excess stress is actually a breeding ground for illness because we're sending a signal of threat and fear into our cells. And over time, this accumulates as disease and illness. And when we're in this state the whole time, the body's constantly tense and we're constantly feeling in a state of threat. And even at times, often when we think we're relaxed, like when we're sleeping, we're actually still in our fight or flight mode. And actually, this is where deep breathing comes into play. But if we can teach our mind to respond very differently to stressful situations, then the body has to follow suit. Rest, and that's with a capital R. So why? Well, when we're feeling under the weather, the body's very, very good at telling us that we need to take it easy. So we feel tired, we feel unfocused, not up to doing a lot more than just lying in bed, to be honest. Because rest actually gives the immune system the best chance of healing the body. It reduces the demand elsewhere. The situation is not dissimilar when you have an illness or a disease because the body's aware of something that's not quite right and it's constantly working to fix it. This is what we call healing. It's coming back to optimum health. And we can help along the healing process by making sure that we're actually using our energy consciously and then leaving enough for all the amazing silent workings that are happening that we might not even be aware of. And the best thing to do then is to rest. Make sure that you're filling up those energy stores and not using them in things that you don't need to be. So there you go. And there are plenty more where that came from. There are lots of different things that I've done with my health that have made a massive difference to the way that I feel. But if I had to choose the top 5 that I think have made the biggest difference to my health, and that's my general health, my illness, everything together, it would be those.